Could you describe the role of the Children and Youth Services team?
At Visibility, we see children from birth to 18 years old in the Children and Youth Services team.
Laura, Psychologist, and Seb, Manager.
So the team is really comprehensive in terms of a range of professionals, from OTs, occupational therapists, to physiotherapists, speech pathologists. We also have psychologists, like Laura is a psychologist in the team, social work, as well as orientation and mobility, and orthoptists as well.
Yep.
Yeah. The way we work is really individual with each family. So, seeing children with a range of vision impairments from, fairly mild to low vision to totally blind as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, one thing that I think really is what our service is about with families is that it's family-centred.
Yep.
So where possible, we try and take into account the family's goals and what they're after for their child.
Yep.
And in that, it's looking at, okay, well, what's the future hold? And, aiming high.
Mm-hmm.
And we really want to see the potential in each child. So, close enough isn't good enough. If a child's determined or if the parent wants to reach this goal, in many of the children we work with, there's really no reason why they wouldn't be able to achieve with the right supports.
Yep.
And actually just having that dream or vision for their child as well.
Yep.
You can see some great things. Yeah.
Laura, what is the psychologist's role?
I suppose the psychologist's role is to look at overall development of the child, support the family to reach those goals, linking in with other professionals within our team, so providing some support and some guidance around the child reaching certain milestones. And additional to that, we provide parenting support, emotional support and counselling, developmental assessments where needed, toileting, play. I guess we go into the realms of sort of language and communication a little bit. Behaviour management and any challenges that come up along the way, and just, I suppose, being sort of the first person that families often come to initially to determine what services within Visibility the child can access. And I guess we liaise with other professionals as well outside of Visibility, educators or childcare, and LACs, local area coordinators, paediatricians, ophthalmologists, GPs, whoever the family are linked with.
What is important when working with a child with vision impairment?
I suppose one of the things that parents often wonder about are those future sort of skills later in life, whether it be, will my child ever drive, or will my child go to the typical school, will my child, how will they make friends, those sorts of things. So I guess it's about reframing how the child will do these things. I mean, they might not drive, but we had a wonderful speaker one time saying that it's great if that child still had their own car because someone else might drive them, which will be transport for them, or we upskill them with other mobility, ways to get around. So it's about sort of just considering what the child is like and what level of development they're at, and then just working from there to reach the goals of the family.
What does inclusion mean, and what does it look like when it's working well?
I think inclusion it's probably about more than just saying that a child is included in mainstream. It's about that child being able to access the curriculum, make friends, fit in, and just for that child and the family as a unit to feel like they're being supported and that they belong in that community of the school. So I think, it's really important that teachers sort of step up to the plate, or assistants help with enlarging things or ensuring that the child has their devices, and technology is there with them throughout the day-to-day. But I think for children, really, they want to have friends and they want to belong within that community. Yeah, I think in kindergarten, pre-primary, the assistants are brilliant because they can facilitate, certainly with children who have maybe limited communication or delayed communication, and maybe some of the kids are a little bit more sophisticated in their language and their social skills. The assistant can help out immensely in facilitating those peer relations. But then when they get to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, it starts to become a real barrier because no one wants to hang out with the kid who has the adult hovering about them all day long.
And I think, like what you're saying, Laura, as well, like often with educational assistance, it's you can have an amount of time or a person that's involved, but it's not so much what the support is, but it's also then it's how the support's provided.
Yeah. So
you could have, a fantastic educational assistant who's really great at utilising their time to encourage that independence, socialisation, all that. And it's just how it's used as opposed to maybe always the duration and that type of thing. And it is one support that's available, isn't it?
Yeah, just one.
For inclusion, just sticking a child in a regular classroom isn't inclusion. Yeah. So I think we're coming a long way in terms of people looking at inclusion in terms of being, it's a child attending a regular classroom in a regular school.
Putting them in there.
Where it's, you can have inclusion looking different in different settings. So it's how inclusive is the environment and the people around them. Yeah. So inclusion can look different. But we need to look more closely about, what exactly is happening for the child, the student, and how included are they, how involved are they? Yeah. It's the quality of what they're doing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the relationships and the, and ensuring that they do access the curriculum in an equitable way. But I think most of all, people generally remember the friends that they have in school, and it's those skills that they translate later on in life as well.
Yeah.
Could you describe the range of services that Visibility offers?
From the initial assessment, we determine what the family needs, what the child needs, and what their goals are. When we have little ones come in from, say, 0, 3 months, 6 months, they're invited to join our playgroup. So that's staffed by our intervention assistant, as well as a therapist, such as occupational therapist, speech pathologist, physiotherapist, psychologist or social worker will attend the playgroup as well, and it's about just giving the child a lot of different sensory experiences and play experiences. We sing songs, have story time, and it's also a great opportunity for families, parents within the service to connect with one another as well. We also run a second playgroup for children with CBI. So that's both playgroups are free for children to attend as well. And then from there, we get a better picture of where the child is at developmentally because we see them quite regularly. They come weekly for our playgroups. And then we can determine with the family what their goals are, what the kind of services that they want to access, whether it be speech, pathology or occupational therapy, physiotherapy, psychology services, and we can have an individual family service plan meeting with the family to go through those goals and where to go with therapy from there.
So moving through to school age then as well, in terms of like some of the programs we offer. So it's the school holiday program comes to mind as a really important aspect of our service. So particularly around vision impairment, it's a low incidence disability. So there's, in the whole scheme of things, there aren't that many people with vision impairment compared to other disability types. And often a child or a student at school is the only student with a vision impairment. So, it could be as they go through their school years and, all the young guys or girls then, talking about getting their driver's license. And we've heard stories where a lot of teenagers will feel like they're the only person in the world who can't get their license. But as they link in with the school holiday program and that peer support aspect, I think becomes increasingly important, like not only for parents early on, but also around connecting with the vision impairment is a part of them. It doesn't define the person, but they know that well, hold on, when I come to Visibility's holiday program, we're talking about catching public transport, and they just know that they're not the only person out there that's looking at other options of getting around, and it's becoming increasingly popular, and it's good for the environment. So there's all those added benefits as well. So it's knowing that they're not alone, and that there's other people there that act as support. Social medias are another way involved. So there's parents that are involved in a Facebook page, and then there's a lot of teenagers that are also involved as well. So being able to connect with each other is, I think, really critical for their emotional well-being and progress through their school years into adulthood.
Visibility. Website www.visibility.com.au. Phone 1800 VISION.